Sometimes we believe that time belongs to us, that there will always be a tomorrow to do things better. But one day you discover that tomorrow never arrives, and what you lose can never be recovered. Time is an invisible treasure that we all have, but very few know how to protect. Every day we receive 24 new hours, and we let them slip away through distractions and excuses. Today I will tell you the story of a boy who had everything except discipline. Stay until the end, because this story could be yours. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains and calm rivers, there lived a boy named Daniel. He was kind, dreamy, and everyone said he had a big heart, but he also had a flaw that had followed him all his life: laziness. Daniel always said, "I'll do it later." If his mother asked for help, he'd answer, "In a bit." If his teacher gave him homework, he thought, "I'll start tomorrow." His life was a collection of lates, of tomorrows, of opportunities waiting at the door of time. Every morning the sun filtered through his window and bathed his face in golden light, and yet Daniel turned to the other side and murmured, "5 more minutes." 5 minutes that turned into half an hour that turned into an entire morning lost. At school, his classmates advanced, learned, participated, but he always arrived late, without homework, without energy, without intention. He wasn't dumb or incapable, he simply lacked a sense of urgency. His mother looked at him with sadness. She repeated, "Time doesn't come back, son. One day you will look back and wish you had made better use of it." But Daniel smiled without listening. He believed he had all the time in the world. In the village, the elders gathered every afternoon under a huge tree. There, they told stories about how hard work and consistency had changed their lives. Daniel sometimes listened, but soon grew bored and ran off to play. He preferred easy things, things that required no effort. One day, during class, his teacher spoke about the future. He said, "The years go by fast. Today you are children, tomorrow you will be young adults, and before you know it you'll be looking back, asking yourselves what you did with your life." The teacher's words resonated with everyone except Daniel. He stared out the window, drawing clouds with his eyes. His mind was far from the lesson, dreaming of a bright future, yet doing nothing to build it. Months passed, and little by little he began to fall behind. His grades dropped, his friends stopped relying on him, and even his parents grew worried. They tried talking to him many times, but he always found an excuse. "I'm tired, it's not the right moment. I'll start tomorrow." And that tomorrow became an echo that followed him everywhere. One day, his best friend Samuel ran to his house with a huge smile and said excitedly, "I got accepted into the school in the city. I'm going to study engineering." Daniel congratulated him with a forced smile. Inside, he felt a stab of envy and sadness. He too had dreamed of attending that school, but never sent the application. There was no rush, he told himself. There's still time. That night he couldn't sleep. For the first time, the silence confronted him with the truth. He realized that while he slept, others worked toward their goals, and the world was not waiting for him. The next morning he decided he needed to change, but he didn't know where to begin. He felt lost, trapped in his own habits. Until something unexpected happened. That same day, the village received a visit from a wise man. He was known for his advice and serenity. Everyone said he had the power to transform lives with just a few words. Daniel, without knowing it, was about to meet him. The rumor spread quickly across the village. The wise man has arrived. He's in the plaza sharing stories and advice. Daniel was not the type to care about such things, but something inside him, perhaps a small voice tired of repeating the same mistakes, pushed him to go. The plaza was full. The wise man, an older figure with a white beard and calm eyes, spoke to a crowd that listened with respect. His voice wasn't loud, but it carried a weight that even the wind seemed to respect. Daniel stayed at a distance, watching. He didn't understand why the man drew so much attention until he heard him say something that froze him in place. "Time is like air," the wise man said. "You cannot see it, you cannot stop it, but without it, life goes out." Those words struck Daniel in the chest. For a moment, he felt ashamed, as if the wise man was speaking directly to him. When the crowd began to disperse, Daniel approached timidly. The wise man looked at him kindly, as if he had been waiting for him. "Master," the boy said, "I feel like I'm not moving forward in life. Everyone around me achieves things, and I just waste time. I don't know what's wrong with me." The wise man observed him for a few seconds and then smiled. "Son, the problem is not that you don't have time. The problem is that you believe you will have more." Daniel lowered his gaze. "And what can I do?" he asked with a trembling voice. "Understand what time is truly worth," the wise man answered. "But words alone aren't enough. I will tell you a story. If you listen with your heart, perhaps you will never look at a clock the same way again." Daniel nodded eagerly. The wise man settled on his bench, took a deep breath, and began to speak calmly, like someone opening a sacred book. "Many years ago, there lived a wise and generous king. His kingdom prospered, his people loved him, and his name was synonymous with justice. But one day something changed." Daniel leaned forward. Every word seemed to awaken a spark of awareness in his mind. The wise man continued, "The king had a childhood friend. In his youth, he had been intelligent and full of promise, but laziness led him down another path. While others worked, he rested. While others advanced, he waited for the perfect moment." Daniel felt a chill. The description was too familiar. Years later, that friend returned to the king, poor and defeated. He asked for help, blaming fate for his misery. The king listened and decided to give him an opportunity, but also a lesson. "What kind of lesson?" Daniel asked with curiosity. "One that only time can teach," the wise man replied with a deep look. "Listen carefully." And so, under the park tree, as sunlight filtered through the leaves, Daniel listened as a story within a story began to reveal the secret that would transform his life. "Many years ago," said the wise man, "there was a king whose fame spread across mountains and deserts. His people prospered because he respected one law above all others: no one could play with time. He kept schedules, honored promises, and when he said at dawn, it meant exactly at the first ray of light. One day, a man with slumped shoulders arrived at the palace. It was the king's childhood friend. They had played together, shared dreams, but their paths had diverged. The king chose effort, his friend chose comfort. The man asked for an audience, and when he stood before the throne, he spoke with a tired voice. "Your Majesty, luck has turned its back on me. I seek work and no one will hire me. They say I never finish anything, that I am always late. Can you help me?" The king did not answer immediately. He looked at him with a mix of affection and seriousness. Beneath the messy beard, he recognized the bright boy his friend once had been. "I will help you," he said at last, "but with a condition that will seem generous and urgent at the same time." He ordered the great bronze door leading to the treasury to be opened. Gold shone like a second sun, jewels, chests, crowns, silver chains. The king pointed to the room and declared, "From now until sunset, you may take everything you can carry. No one will stop you. Whatever you remove before the last ray of sun will be yours forever." The friend blinked in disbelief. Fortune was a few steps away, but so was the clock. He smiled, bowed deeply, and ran out.